The Game Awards is coming up this week on Thursday, December 12th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And right now, there's a pretty tight race for the Game of the Year. There isn't a clear standout favorite like there has been in years before. And right now, it's really anyone's game between most likely Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Astrobot, Metaphor Refantasio, and yes, the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree. I believe those are the top 4 most likely picks for Game of the Year. But will an underdog end up taking home the award? And will we see a game like Black Myth Wukong or Balatro take home the award? What games are going to get potentially snubbed? Who's going to be walking home empty-handed? We're going to talk about that and more as I make my picks and my predictions for this year's Game Awards. I'll be picking with my heart, but predicting with my brain. But I'd love for you to make your picks right along with me. As I make my picks for this year's Game Awards nominees, I'd love for you to leave your picks in the comments below. What's up, everyone? This is Justin, and welcome to Just Keep Playing. Please join me today as we talk about the Game Awards and make our picks and predictions for what games are going to be taking home the awards this year. Everyone, all right, we're going to make our picks here. We're going to place our votes for the Game Awards, this year's nominees, and we're going to start off here with Game of the Year, the big one. And like I said, be sure to follow along and leave your pick in the comments below and what you think is going to win ultimately. But so for Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So we got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, the DLC that rocked the world with this announcement, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio. So this one is a pretty hard one to pick for what I think is going to win. Recency bias maybe has Astrobot as the potential favorite since it came out, that and Metaphor came out the most recently, and there's been a lot of conversation going on around Astrobot, but things have been picking up with Metaphor Refantasio here, and I think that has a really good shot, and it would be really cool to see a turn-based RPG bring home Game of the Year. And then I really did love my time with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth earlier this year. It's a really good game. I love the action, gameplay, the combat there, the story, getting to revisit that world and those characters. You know, one of the greatest and most iconic cast of characters in a video game ever. But what I think is going to win, definitely hope that it's not Elden Ring. We can't be having this expansion DLC taking home Game of the Year. I think it's pretty much between Astrobot and Metaphor. And I think that it is going to be Astrobot will be taking home Game of the Year. But my pick is going with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. All right, let me know what your pick is in the comments below. All right, next category, we have Best Game Direction. So this is awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. And our nominees here, we got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio. All right, so this is awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Going off of that, outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I think that. So let's see. What would the actual what will win? Will probably be Astrobot, but my pick is Metaphor Refantasio. So with that creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, just everything about this game, the way it looks, its style, it's just got so much style, and the innovation that it brings to having both that combination of turn based and action, being able to take out weaker enemies by just attacking them, and then or starting off a battle by attacking them in real time, and then leading into a turn-based battle. Just everything is just so much cool stuff about this game. I definitely want to see it take home some awards. So my pick for outstanding for best game direction is Metaphor Refantasio. All right, let's go to the next one. Have best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. And again, our nominees here, we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor Refantasio, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. It's cool to see Silent Hill 2 come up and get some recognition. We'll see if it ends up getting the awards. It might be one of those that ends up going home empty-handed, and maybe, depending on how you feel about it, might get snubbed. But what will end up winning? What do we think is going to win best narrative? I think it would be, again, between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Metaphor Refantasio. And I think what's going to win is Metaphor Refantasio. But my pick is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I really was enjoying and loving the story in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And just it was like fun kind of talking to my wife about the love triangle or going on between Cloud and Aerith and Tifa, and that had her interested, like, oh, you got to let me know what happens next. But beyond that, just, it's just really cool stuff, like seeing Sephiroth and Cloud back in the day coming up together, and just all of those. This Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, really good game. Definitely one of my favorites from this year. I know it's been getting a lot of heat lately because of people not loving all of the mini games in it, but I don't know, I didn't mind the mini games too much. And that what was that board game in it? I like most of the mini games. But no, I think best narrative, my pick, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. And our nominees are Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Metaphor Refantasio, and Neva. Neva could be a dark horse candidate to take this one home when you're talking about outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Neva just is such a really beautiful looking game, and the animation in it has a definite style about it, and a wholly realized artistic vision, and it's just so eye-catching that it makes you want to check out the game just from the visuals alone, and the way that the visuals kind of depict the emotion and story in the game. That one could be a dark horse candidate to win. But what I think would win in best artistic design Ooh, it could be also Elden Ring, but I'm going to say it's going to be Metaphor, and my pick is Metaphor. I love the style in this game. I love how it looks, everything about it. It just has just even like what the menus just have style going for them. So like this game, it has that sauce, it has that flavor. So that's my pick for best art direction. All right, let's keep it going. Best score in music for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. And the nominees here are Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Refantasio, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. You know, oftentimes this isn't an area where the Game Awards always maybe picks some of the best soundtracks from games, but I can't be too mad at most of these nominations. I haven't played Silent Hill 2, so I don't know what the soundtrack is in that one, but I would imagine it's it probably has that atmospheric type of feel to draw you into the horror of it. So I can imagine that being one that could potentially take it just because of the feelings that it evokes from the people playing it. But when it comes to just straight up the music, the soundtrack, like music that you would just want to listen to, and these three right here all have amazing fire soundtracks. Astrobots was sneaky good. That song with Astrobot, that's a little bop right there. And then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you already know that Fantasy VII music is classic, and a lot of the music in Rebirth is just really good. But man, Metaphor Refantasio, when my dude came in with that music for the battle theme, man, my dude was spitting there. That song gets you hyped. Yeah, so I really love what I've heard from the music in Metaphor Refantasio. What I think will win, I think it's going to go to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but my pick will be Metaphor Refantasio. All right, let's keep it moving here. Best audio design. So this recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So our nominees here, we got Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. So again, best in-game audio and sound design. So based off of that, I could see it being a pretty hard choice for the critics between something like a Silent Hill 2, Hellblade 2. I'm not a Call of Duty player, but maybe even Call of Duty just from the sounds, going on in that game. So, but I think my pick, what I think might end up winning, probably be between these two, because just the whole sound and audio design is a really big part of Hellblade, to kind of make you feel just all the different emotions and that claustrophobic feeling and just the feeling of with all the mental anguish that she's going through. So that's a really big part of that. So I could see that one winning, or Silent Hill 2. I think I'm going to have to go with Hellblade 2 winning it. But for me, my pick, I love the sound in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the audio design. And it's also is really good in Astrobot, just how they pair everything, just even with the sound coming through the controller and everything. That's really good too. But ultimately, I had to go with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Best ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. And this Your nominees are Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2. So quick little soapbox rant moment. All the years that this award has been going on, I just have to ask, how come Splatoon 2 or 3 and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was never nominated for this award? I mean, Splatoon 2, Splatoon 3, those games have definitely been ongoing game with all of the Splatfest going on and all of the different updates that happened throughout the life of those games, and has never even been nominated for best ongoing game. And Smash Ultimate, like, what game has matched the hype cycle for that game, finding out, who was going to be the next DLC character? Like, those were such hype moments and kept that game going for years and years and years, but never made it into the best ongoing game. So I think that was a big miss on the Game Awards part, and hopefully, should we see something like that again on the next Switch on Switch 2 with the next Smash or the next Splatoon, maybe hopefully those games will be recognized for how they do, in my opinion, how they do the live service format the right way, by giving you a full complete game, but then just keeping it going throughout the years. But rant soapbox over. Are the nominees for this one? You got Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. So I don't really play a whole lot of just never-ending games like that. Although Diablo has a definite campaign that ends and everything. But out of these games, Helldivers 2 was the big surprise from this year. It just kind of blew up earlier, and just was a really huge, big success story. You can never count out Fortnite and Final Fantasy 14. The new expansion that came out for Diablo 4, I know people really love that. So between all of these, what I think will win will be Helldivers 2. This is a game that I've probably played the most and enjoyed was Fortnite, so that'll be my vote. Best Independent Game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. You got Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, UFO 50. Really surprised that Plucky Squire didn't make it in here. That might have been a snub, man. Like, Plucky Squire should have got some love for best independent game. I think it might have got nominated for best debut or something like that. So we'll see. I think it'll come up here a little bit later. But so of these, best independent game, what I think will win, I mean, since it's nominated for Game of the Year, I'm pretty sure it's going to go to Balatro. And you know what? I can't hate on it. Balatro is a really fun and really good game. So that's going to be my pick too. All right. Keep it moving. Best debut indie game. There we go. So there is the Plucky Squire. All right. So this is for the best debut game created by a new independent studio. We got Animal Well again, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, and the Plucky Squire. So best debut indie game, again, with Balatro being nominated for Game of the Year. I'm pretty sure that is going to be the pick that wins. But for me, it is between Balatro and the Plucky Squire. The Plucky Squire was one of my most anticipated games of the year. Just the style in that game, the look of it, it was just so charming and inventive. And then just having that Zelda inspiration and gameplay was really cool. And just how they did the puzzles with putting the right word onto the sentence and stuff. It's just a lot of cool, unique, and innovative ideas in this game. And from what I played of it, it was really good, but it did have some issues early on across all systems with some bugs that kind of hindered progress for people. But in spite of all that, it's still a really, really good game, and definitely an awesome game for a first time debut game for a new studio. But Balatro, a game made by one person that kept the hype going all year long. There's a reason why this game was nominated for Game of the Year. And it is just so easy to lose so much time playing this game. So I had to go with, for the best debut game created by a new independent studio, my heart really wants to go with the Plucky Squire, but I also really love my time with Balatro, and that's what I had to go with. All right, let's go next category. Best mobile game. I'm not really a mobile game player here. I don't really play games on my phone all that much. I know, but our nominees, you got the AFK Journey, got Balatro again. I think Balatro's going to rack up a few wins. We got the Pokemon trading card game Pocket that came out, and that's been getting a lot of hype recently. Got Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero, part of that Hoyoverse. What's going to win it? Again, it's in that Game of the Year, so I can't pick against it. So I'm thinking it's going to be Balatro here. And that's the one that I spent the most time with, so Balatro it is. Next category. But who's my Pokemon trading card game players? I know people really love that game, so if that's one of your favorites, let me know in the comments below how much you're enjoying that. Best action game. All right, so our nominees here, we got Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. So what I think is going to win, well, again, if you go with what is been nominated for Game of the Year, you got Black Myth Wukong here, and I think Black Myth Wukong is going to be like Denzel, where he's like, I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
And I think Black Myth is leaving with something this year, and it's going to be the Best Action Game award. And you know what? Why not? Let's give Black Myth Wukong Best Action Game. Best Action Adventure. This one is going to be where my heart already knows what's not going to win, but it doesn't care anyway, and I'm going to pick with my heart, but after I tell you what's going to win it. So Best Action Adventure is for the Best Action Adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. This one, you got Astrobot, Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown, a really good game that maybe didn't get all the love that it deserved to get this year. So it's been on a lot of crazy sales. I think right now it's on sale for $15. So definitely check out Prince of Persia, a really, really good Metroidvania type game. So if you love Metroid Dread, if you love the Metroidvania style of games, you really need to check out Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. We got Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So what's winning it? Well, that one is going to Astrobot. But my heart belongs to The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. That is without a doubt one of my favorite games from this year. And this game just really connected with me. Just really connected with me in a way that I was hoping that it would. I really love this game. It has, in my opinion, some of the best boss fights ever in a Legend of Zelda game, period. I love the dungeons, and just, when you find like your perfect group of echoes to use, it just was such a fun game. And I really loved my time with it. Definitely one of my top 5, maybe even closer than that, games of this year. So my vote goes for The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, even though I know it's going to Astrobot. Best RPG. This one is going to be a battle here. So this is for the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. So you got Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. So this one, I sorry, Dragon Dogma 2 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I don't think either of you are winning this one. It is definitely between Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. Now, will Elden Ring, will it pull being nominated a bunch of times and coming up empty-handed, or will it take something? I think if it takes anything, it would be this best RPG. But what I'm hoping takes it would be between definitely Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Metaphor ReFantazio. And based off of what I've been seeing from people in the media recently, I think that Metaphor has a really good shot at best RPG. And so that is what I think is going to win. But my pick for right now, because I haven't put enough time into Metaphor, and I put a lot of time into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, my vote has to go for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Here. And then we have Best Family, aka the Nintendo category, for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Now, talking about people that are going to be leaving empty-handed, I think this is the year that Nintendo might not get anything. They might get multiplayer. I think that one will be coming up, and with maybe they might get that for Mario Party. But outside of that, I don't see them really taking anything this year. But let's go over our nominees here. We got Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. Cool to see that get a little bit more recognition there. I think without a shadow of a doubt, the one taking this one is Astrobot. So that's probably going to be coming away with the few awards this year. Best game appropriate for family play. I feel like it really should go to Super Mario Party. You got the holidays coming up, and what better time just to have a fun party game experience with friends and family than Super Mario Party Jamboree, which is widely being held as the best Mario Party game of all time. Again, I also really love The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, but I don't know about that as a family game. I guess maybe you could, play it with the, maybe your kids or something like that and help them out or something. But for me, best family game would have to go with Super Mario Party Jamboree. Astrobot's taking it, but I'm giving it to Super Mario Party. Best sim strategy. Best game focused on real time or turn based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Really, I have heard of none of these games except for I do remember this game, the Kunitsu Gami Path of the Goddess and Unicorn Overlord. But let's start our nominees. We got Age of Mythology, Frostpunk 2, the Kunitsu Gami Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. And really, in my opinion, both my heart and my brain, it has to be Unicorn Overlord. That game was amazing, and it needs to win something. It really needs to be recognized. One of the best games of this year. More people should really check it out. If you love that Fire Emblem or Ogre Battle style of gameplay, Unicorn Overlord. It's got that beautiful Vanillaware art style, just really good. Highly recommended, and definitely one of the best games of this year that I would really love to see that get some recognition and get that best strategy game this year. Here we go, best multiplayer. Um, so with this one we have for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. And with that, we got Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. What I think it's going to win is probably Helldivers 2, just because of all the hype that it had from earlier this year. I think it probably had the most conversation and excitement going for it throughout this year. But you can't maybe discount Call of Duty. I could see that one taking it, because that one's been hailed as definitely a rebound from last year for Call of Duty games, and got pretty good rating for Call of Duty. So I could see that one taking it, but I think it will be Helldivers 2. But my pick for what I've played, Super Mario Party Jamboree. Best adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. With this, we have Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. Like a Dragon, this one is like they did everything that they could to not honor the franchise that it came from. So that one definitely isn't winning. To me, it's a two-horse race between Arcane and Fallout. Arcane might have the recency bias in its favor, because you've been really hearing people talk about how good this season has been. I haven't watched it yet, but I definitely will check it out. But from what I watched, Fallout was really good earlier this year, and I'm not even really that big of a Fallout guy, but I loved the TV show and thought that it was really good. So my vote goes to Fallout. I think Arcane's going to win, but I go for Fallout. But what was your favorite adaptation? Let me know in the comments. All right. Most anticipated game. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. And we have Death Stranding 2 on the beach. We got Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds. Well, Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out relatively soon. And I think that for the most part, Grand Theft Auto 6 is taking home this award. But for me, My most anticipated out of all of these is without a doubt Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We have been waiting all generation for this brand new Metroid Prime game. I'm so excited to see what Retro Studios and Nintendo have been cooking. That trailer that we got earlier this year was super hype, just to kind of wet our whistle to let us know, like, hey, things are looking good. Maybe they'll surprise us and we might get a little sneak peek at a little bit more Metroid Prime 4 at the Game Awards here on Thursday. That would be really cool, and just to see a little bit more and maybe see some of the unique features of the game. And even better would be cool if we got maybe a little shadow drop of Metroid Prime 2 and or 3, or at least just let us see that they exist and will be coming soon next year. But shadow drop would be even better. But my pick, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And Nintendo, please, it would be really cool if you came through and just gave us a little taste, just let us see something a little cool on Thursday. So please bring a new trailer with you and let us know that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are coming too. Thanks. So those are my picks, but what are yours? And are you excited for the Game Awards? Is Nintendo going to show up and have anything for us? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on this year's controversy for the Game of the Year nominees, check out this video here and it's linked in the comments. And until next time, for more Nintendo and Nintendo Switch conversation and just conversational games, please hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Peace.